WNYWatercooler.com.
You're right. I couldn't care less about being 8-8 and 9-7 and making the playoffs. Like, it won't even do anything for me. I want to be like actually good.
Actually good.
Yeah. Like, you guys want to keep?
In
Let's
4
just try
years?
and get all these Band-Aids and get lucky one year.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Welcome back, WNYWaterCooler.com podcast. We're doing it the old way, so the audio might not be as good for all of our diehard fans. Steven Coast, we got.
What's up, Steve?
What the fuck was that second down play? Were you trying to run a screen? Or that play still... I watched the highlights on YouTube, and they didn't even have that play. They took it out because it was so horrible.
Of the Bengals game?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Broken play, and Allen threw it into the guy's feet.
So it looked like a fake receiver screen and then a running back screen or tight end.
Well, we're one, if not the worst, we're one of the worst teams in the league at running screens. So it comes as no surprise that it didn't work.
So we're going against the best team in the league. We throw a
Best team in the league?
We throw a flare pass to a fullback.
Where are we starting this podcast?
What are we going to talk about?
Best team in the league is very debatable, but
well, they were in the Super Bowl last year, weren't they?
Well, let's get the Hamlin stuff. Hamlin situation out of the way at the beginning.
Who?
What was your...
Didn't we? We've been ripping this guy all year. You even ripped him before that, right before that happened, didn't you?
Well, there was a play to Hayden Hurst over the middle where Hamlin ran up, and then it seemed like we had the wrong. It looked like he thought he was blitzing, and then it was a weird play. He ran up, and then he turned around and immediately ran back. I didn't know what happened, but I've never been more affected by anything that I've seen in a sporting event. Have you?
What? Like anything at all? When Brad May scored in '93, I was pretty pumped.
I'm not talking about pump.
Any emotion? Well, any emotion or?
I don't even know what the word was, man. It was.
Well, when they came back from commercial and they showed the dudes' faces crying, I was sick. That was sickening.
That's what I mean. Like when they showed the replay and he just collapsed. I've never seen a guy do that. At first you think he's got a concussion, but usually they wobble. They don't collapse like that. But it
was so weird. He takes the hit, makes the tackle, whatever, gets up, and then it's like he got sniper rifled in Fallujah or something. It was that's like, so your heart stops and then your body's still moving for a couple seconds, and
yeah, you must just have enough blood flow to give you a few seconds of movement. But seeing the guy's faces, Trey White, I was concerned about him.
I was concerned about him too. He was getting just absolutely torched.
I just got to say that the news on Hamlin It was scary. Like you're watching a game, you have no idea if the guy, like legitimately, don't know if the guy's gonna live. And it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. The play, but now we're getting this news that he's responsive and actually talking to the teammates and stuff.
In retrospect, it makes it seem like it was a little. I mean, that night, yeah, but then it got to a point where it's like.
Isn't he still in critical condition?
He's in critical care. If he's talking, I mean, yeah, he could get pneumonia or like something could happen to him. But I mean, I wouldn't think that they'd be hyping this up if he's like gonna just revert back to a vegetable or something.
Yeah, I don't know the medical of that, but the fact that the guys, I mean, imagine being out there and they're bringing out they're shocking him with those, the AED or whatever, and the guy's doing CPR. I mean, that's a traumatic experience for everybody. And the fact that, I mean, earlier in the week, I didn't know how. I mean, I guess whether the good news that happened all week makes it obviously a lot different than if the news was the opposite. I don't know how they would play football this weekend, but everything has been as good as possible with him. It seems like he's doing good, and it seems like the players, based on the press conferences yesterday, are ready to play.
Well, yeah, like his dad. Well, yeah, like his dad. I mean, I was saying, like, these players, they're wired differently. Like they say that some people compare it to war, we're warriors, or we're going to battle. Well, I mean, guess what? Military people, people die right next to them, and they keep fighting. If they're going to use these analogies and things, I mean, to a certain point, it's like, well, I mean, yeah, to see someone get shocked back to life on a football field when you've been on a football field for the last 20 years and you've never seen it, it's crazy.
Well, I think that they obviously have to become accepting of injuries. I mean, they've seen them their whole lives. Concussions are like not even a thing. I mean, concussions are a huge deal, but every single player in the NFL is making that trade-off willingly. Like,
well, yeah, they make. I mean, Damar Hamlin. I mean, now we know his name because we've heard his name nonstop. You and I both all year we messed his name up. I mean, but
I knew his name, but your thing was funny. Your Hamler. I think you legitimately didn't know it.
Yeah. Now, if I say his whole name, I know his name. But what was I going to even say? But
the injury thing, like the guys in the NFL have seen injuries their whole lives, concussions. All the guys in the NFL have been on a field probably when someone's had to be carted off. And,
ambulance.
I mean, we had another player leave in an ambulance this season, and that game continued. So I think that.
But also, I mean, even Hamlin, he's a 6th-round pick. I mean, he had a full ride to Pitt. He has made $1 million in the NFL already. I mean, that's their trade-off. I mean,
the trade. My point was that they're accepting of injuries. And if you want to say they become numb to an extent to injuries, they probably do. But this was completely different, I think.
It was,
and you could tell by their reactions. I mean, earlier in the week, I just did not know if this team was going to be able to come back from this.
But
given the emotional toll it could take.
I mean, some of these guys, they have a few years. I mean, this is one of the few years they have a look at to do like their ultimate goal. I mean, just the father, the way he said, "You owe it to my son to go out there and play." And
yeah.
I mean, he was still. That was early yesterday. I mean, maybe he knew about more updates than we did, obviously. But he still goes to the team. You owe it to him to keep playing. That's why the doubt whether someone in our text cancel the season. I mean,
I think they were going to get there eventually if he ended up making it through. Like, I thought it could be a rallying thing for the team. But I didn't think this week. But now I really do think it's going to be. So,
well, I mean, really, unless he passed away, I thought they were going to play no matter what. I mean, maybe they would have pushed it back an extra day. But
I don't think the Bills were playing football this week, or definitely not this week if he had died.
Yeah, although I mean, after he had the pulse, you're in one of the best hospitals for that type of a thing.
Yeah, and you got to say, I think you made this point earlier in the week that the NFL, for all their shortcomings, this emergency preparedness, whatever, I mean, it was like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe that gives these guys, these players, you know,
more like reassurance.
I have the worst possible thing can happen to me on a football field, and I could still come out of it as well. Like
that, you're right. Yeah, that's true. If they think about it that way, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, what worse can happen? I mean,
probably nothing.
Really, I mean,
he was minutes away from death, right?
But they had the people there right away that recognized it, like somehow right away. Well, they had the plan in place, and the whole thing that happened is like, what, one in, I mean, how many heartbeats do you have? You have 60, 100 heartbeats a minute, and this is a 30th of a second heartbeat, or 30th of a heartbeat, whatever they call it, and he got hit at that exact moment.
Yeah.
Like, to replicate that, they've played football for 30 years at this speed, and it's never happened before, so it'll probably happen again in 30 years, maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm sure the doctors probably, if that, I mean, I guess they haven't said what ultimately, if there was anything going on underneath.
Yeah, underlying, they said he didn't have any underlying that they found yet, but
like, yeah, I'm sure and even I think Allen said in his press conference too, like, this was like a 1 in a million. Like, they have a way better chance of getting in a car accident on the way home from practice.
And of course they're going to rationalize it, but I mean, you can rationalize it in your, infinity pool in your third house, wherever you look.
But the point is that I was concerned about the mental state of this team, but I think that the press conferences yesterday, the news on Hamlin, which has been a miracle, I think the mental state, I think what I thought earlier in the week, the opposite is true now. I think this team has gone through a ton this year. The city has gone through a ton this year, and I don't know.
Five kids died on New Year's Eve, and that's not all over front page paper every single day, but whatever. So did Kevin Everett?
I thought he did, but I could be wrong on that. But I mean, he was not like, his heart didn't stop.
His heart didn't stop, but I thought he was. I thought he was completely.
I think they thought he was going to be like a quadriplegic.
Yeah.
At first, but I think he.
Like, they did the same thing with the induced coma. He was like iced his. Like, that was an early medical.
2007.
Yeah.
2007 that happened, where I just feel like there was lots of.
Like, that was a groundbreaking thing, I thought, to like ice his body to like cool his brain down. Or
if that happened now, that game's probably stopped. Right? Like, it's just it's different now. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
who knows?
everyone says the word equity. I don't even know what that
all
means.
These guys have said that they've never, coaches too, they've never experienced anything.
Yeah, to get those things out and go beep or whatever. Boop, yeah. I mean, it's.
What?
They shocked him, with the AED thing, whatever that is. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta hand it to McDermott and Taylor and all the stuff everyone's already heard. I'm sure a million people talked about, but gain a lot of respect for those dudes.
You already loved the coach.
What?
You already loved McDermott.
love him even more now, man. That guy, I think he's got a lifetime job here.
Great. That's awesome. I still don't know what we did on second down, and our secondary is getting absolutely torched.
Our defense.
Yeah, we gave up a touchdown against the Bears, so
we struggled at the beginning of a lot of games, and we kind of figure it out as the game goes on. There's never been a game where we haven't. I don't know. We've lost 3 games by 8 combined points. So there was no, and we moved the ball early in that game, and will too until.
Well, Cook was flying down the field.
There was real good signs on that first drive. I thought Allen looked sharp. I thought Cook looked really good. Singletary had a couple good runs on third down. He's won. So they were running the ball.
Cook seemed like he was going to get 100 yards, easy. So if the game was. If it turned into 14-3, okay, we get the ball. We probably would have had a methodical drive. Say it was 14-10. We still.
It's such a hypothetical. There's no point.
Yeah, there really isn't.
The game was probably a coin flip, literally at the time. It was probably a pick'em when the game got in.
I was shocked when they won the toss and wanted the ball.
Apparently, that's what they do every game. They every time they win the toss, they take the ball.
No. Their coach, they got to the Super Bowl last year, but I don't think he wins over these, math guru, dickhead online fucks, but.
I hate those people. I think
Aren't
this
you
week
one?
also showed that there's a lot more to coaching than just, making decisions during the game.
Well, yeah.
It really is what you get judged on, but,
there's in-game coaching and there's everything else. And, that's what McDermott's great at is outside of the last 2 minutes of a game where he doesn't know how to squib kick a ball or doesn't blame his special teams coach and then fires him anyway. But
didn't he not fire him? Didn't he
mutually agreed to divorce or whatever. Yeah. Give me a break. Yeah.
But dude, Hamlin, I love that guy. Everything you hear about him is great.
I wanted to cut up our Hamlin spots from the podcast all year, but I don't have time to do that. So
I definitely, I'm sure we both have criticized him on this podcast, like we have pretty much everyone on the team except Josh Allen and Diggs. Probably never criticized. Have we ever criticized? I don't think I've ever even.
Well, Diggs takes a lot of plays off, literally just goes out the field, which
yeah, he does.
I don't get that.
Well, he plays. What does he play? Probably 60.
He's too emotional sometimes.
Is this your second beer?
These are only light beers. I'm fired up today.
Oh my god. But I know I also said good things about Hamlin. People were talking about how he was playing well.
I never saw that. I never saw that.
And he was playing well, stepping in for Hyde. The person that we ripped on the most was the other guy, Johnson. But
or the UB dickhead.
I don't know, man. It's just.
But also,
it was just crazy.
Yeah, T. Higgins, I didn't think he did anything dirty. That was just he's getting tackled. But there was a couple other dirty plays. I saw that live when Teron Johnson got drilled after he got blocked already. I didn't see the Allen the DN roll into him, but he definitely rolled into him. And Allen got hurt on that play.
Did you see the replay of that?
Yeah, where he hopped and rolled twice.
That was fine-worthy. I don't know if they're going to dish out any fines for that. But, he blatantly went for his lower leg. Yeah. 100%. There's no way.
He definitely rolled to roll into his legs, which...
That was not a normal, he thrust himself.
Yeah, no one's hopping around like that.
And then Hayden Hurst, you're right. Johnson was blocked. He was on the ground, on his stomach, and Hurst drove his head and hurt.
Maybe they say finish the block, but that seemed extreme.
I thought he did. He was on the ground already. Yeah, I don't know. But that one I can see arguing that he was just finishing the block or whatever. But the Hendrickson play was.
And Beasley had the big drop too. That drop was pretty. It was a tough catch, but it hit him in the hands. On
Drop?
on third down. When we were
Oh, he easily slipped on his cut.
well, maybe that happens when you haven't played in 3 months. But
The timing was clearly off. It was a weird route.
yeah, I didn't like that route. Like that play, Allen's thrown across his body across the field. It doesn't seem like an ideal play, but
they hit that throw before they threw it on him. But he like slipped on his cut and then I don't know. But I mean, none of it really matters. The game's obviously canceled and should have been. And we have this weird playoff.
So Bengals fans are bitching. I really don't understand it. Like they're complaining if they lose to the Ravens, so then it would be a coin flip. Well, you're going against the backup quarterback. If you lose to the team below you twice in a season, I don't see much of a problem with that. And then they're complaining about they don't have a chance for the 1 seed. Well, they would need. So would they have gotten the 1 seed if they won out, regardless?
No, New England would have had to lose. Or not New England, Kansas City.
So if Cincy beat us and beat Baltimore, but KC beats the Raiders, Cincy still would not have been the 1 seed?
Correct.
So I don't understand any complaining about from the Bengals at all, really, because they're complaining if they lose to the Ravens, they win the division, but they don't get to play at home if they lose the coin flip. 2 ifs.
I think they had I don't think that they have lose Baltimore because
no one's going to cry if they lose to Baltimore. I mean, and they lose the coin flip.
Yeah, I mean they're assuming. I mean that I mean obviously it's a very big jump to assume that they were going to beat us, and
even if they're up 14-3, I don't see that as like insurmountable. Yeah. People saying, "Oh, they were winning when the game canceled." Well, 8 minutes into the game.
People were really saying that?
I mean, some dickheads on Twitter. I don't know.
The line was probably a pick 'em at that point, I would bet. We were favored to start the game. They got the ball first, they scored.
Yeah.
There's no way it was more than it would have been about a pick 'em, 1 point here or there, but
yeah, the first drive's scripted. You're not going to change. No one cares really about the first quarter of the game.
Terrible teams score on first drives all the time because they have good script of plays, and then as the game goes on, it's, like, I don't know. But the thing that I don't like is, first of all, it's a gift for Kansas City.
It is a gift.
I don't know what the others. I mean, my favorite solution is adding an 8th playoff team, which didn't get any traction. It came up as an idea finally late, like yesterday, and got shut down by people. But the issue right now is the bye. I personally don't really care about where games are played necessarily. I don't think home field advantage is that significant anymore. But the bye is the thing that is huge, and the bye is not being awarded to a team fairly. So just add an 8th playoff team. No one gets a bye. The 1 seed still has an advantage because they're playing a crap team and they're at home. But at least you take that huge inequity off the table.
Well, the reason why I would agree with that is because the people that would be pissed are the teams that are 7-8 or 8-8 or whatever. They say they had some IR players. They put rookie quarterbacks in, whether that happened or not. But it affects them, but it doesn't affect the top teams, which actually is what matters at this time of the year.
Yeah.
What
matters is
if you're
there's three teams that matter. And those 3 teams having the most fair opportunity is what matters. And I don't care about these teams that would be fighting for the 8th seed. I mean, they thought they were out of it anyway. So if now all of a sudden if they're not out of it, they shouldn't be mad. They shouldn't be like, oh man, I wish I would have tried harder last week. I wish I would have won a game since early November. Like, I don't care about
my
that.
Titans are, I mean, come on. My Titans are my Titans.
I mean, what teams would be angry? The Raiders? You hear me? Like, I don't know.
The Titans benched everyone last week.
I don't care about the Titans.
I do.
They lost to Houston.
My Titans? Chiefs lost to the Colts. We lost to Zach Wilson. I mean, give me a break.
I understand that.
Well, everyone has a bad loss.
The Titans have also lost 8 games. So
yeah, they had the tough. They played in their last 7 games. They played one team with a losing record, like 38-14 combined record opponents. I mean,
they've gotten run off the field. They've gotten blown out too.
Yeah, who's our third string quarterback, bro?
Dude, I'm not. If I'm making a rule change to try and make the playoffs more fair, I'm not worried about the Titans.
Well, that's what I'm. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I would come around to that. How does it affect Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, and who's Chargers?
You're screwing over Cincinnati. The Bills.
You're helping the Chiefs. I think the Bills are in the middle. Chiefs are getting helped more. I don't see how the Bengals are really that screwed.
We controlled our own destiny. Now we don't. And we didn't lose a game. We were the team that controlled our destiny, and now we don't. So we got screwed in that sense. Cincinnati, they had an opportunity that they lost out on.
How does McDaniel? Why is he's benching Carr to play Stidham? If they get their doors blown off, isn't he like possibly fired? What did they?
Stidham played better than.
Yeah, he played well against the Niners, I guess. But why are you benching Carr so maybe they could trade him and he doesn't get hurt? I guess that's logical. But they can't really trade him. They can't really trade him with his contract.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
Maybe I mean the team they clearly rallied around Stidham. So I don't know. Maybe there's something there.
Well.
Who knows? But they could win. They could certainly win Saturday. But
I wish the game was in Vegas. Yeah, I mean Chiefs have been.
This rule change benefited Kansas City more than anyone else. Screw Cincinnati.
It benefited the Chiefs. It benefited the Chiefs more than it hurt anyone else. I still really don't buy into the Bengals getting hurt that much by it, but.
Yeah, I mean, other than. I don't know. But the other thing is that if the Chiefs win, you can make the argument for Buffalo to not even play guys.
No, you need the 2 seed.
Why?
Because you want to go at Cincinnati?
I mean, you don't want to, but what's more valuable? Injuries or...
Hypothetical injuries.
Yeah, hypothetical injuries, but obviously there's a huge risk of injuries in a game, and if we know we can't get the 1 seed, you might be like, all right, well, let's just shut it down and make sure guys are healthy.
The 1 seed has lost the last 2 years in the AFC. You're talking. The Bengals could lose. I mean, I said they're the best team in the AFC, but I mean they could lose to the Chargers if that's who they have to play, or.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think you could make a real argument that resting guys is more valuable than the 2 or the 3 seed. That's all I'm saying. I mean, we had the same situation in.
I don't know. I watched McDermott go on the road in the playoffs, and it's truly a disaster. So.
You gotta give it up with that.
Really? Until he wins a road playoff game? I'm not. I mean, people make a big deal about Mahomes never playing.
Pat Mahomes has never won a road playoff.
He's never had to play one, and people make a big deal about that. So why we even mention it? Because it matters. Why did the Patriots make 8 Super Bowls? Because they got to play at home.
The Chiefs game last year, we didn't lose that game because we were on the road. Okay?
I don't know. That last drive would have been way different. They wouldn't have been able to communicate the way they did. Kelsey going, oh, hey, guys, just throw it to me because no one's covering me for some reason because their coach is an idiot. They wouldn't have been able to... You heard the audio of it.
The only thing you can argue is that maybe if we were home, it wouldn't have come down to that. I don't know.
Maybe.
I think that... Obviously, it's better to be at home. But But as far as winning, would you rather have a home playoff game without Stephon Diggs or a road playoff game with Stephon Diggs?
If you're scared of injury, well,
I'm not scared of it. I'm just saying that it's a possibility every single game. And if you have no chance, my whole point is that the Chiefs shouldn't be playing Saturday afternoon because that's going to impact Cincinnati as well. Cincinnati might not play starters. The Bills, I don't know what the Bills are going to do. I mean, I think given the circumstances of this great story with Hamlin, I think they're going to, play for him, but
no. The other thing is, if we lose and we're the 3 seed, then we would have to go to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game as well.
Yeah.
So you're talking about two.
I don't care about that. I don't care about going
2 road games. Oh my! I love for you. Every player, the whole organization said their goal was the 1 seed. And now you're saying, we'll go on the road and win 2 road playoff games. What the fuck?
1 seed because you get to play 1 fewer game. I would prefer to be at home. Yes, obviously.
So you don't care about playing 2 road games? You might as well just be the wild card. Why even try to win the division then? We could have just sat everyone for the last 5 weeks. Put them on ice.
You're playing a weaker team in round 1, and you're at home for a game if you win the division.
Which doesn't matter to me.
Home is better than road, but I don't think the difference.
2 road games to me is a huge difference. That's a huge difference to me. Winning 1 road game.
I think the bye is what matters, and if the bye is settled, then there's going to be consideration from Buffalo and Cincinnati about not trying. Cincinnati less so because they could have to go on the road 3 times, which is kind of crazy. But I just think that it's a consideration. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think
you can make the argument. You can make the argument that that it's not worth it to play all your starters. I mean, the incentive. If you do win, you're playing a neutral site title game. Like there is incentive there, but you got to weigh it with. I don't know. It's not to me. It's not like a cut and dry answer.
That's crazy. So that's crazy.
Home versus away is just not
2 road playoff games. How many teams?
Home versus away record? What's the home and away split for all these good teams?
How many teams have made the Super Bowl outside the top? Who's won 2 road playoff games to get to the Super Bowl? I mean, some. What's the percent?
Plenty of teams do.
Some. I mean.
Plenty of teams win multiple road playoff games. The Bengals just did last season.
Oh, they had the easiest route ever. They won at the Chiefs and they beat. Who did they beat in the first round? They beat like somebody bad.
Raiders.
Yeah, they beat the Raiders, and then who did they play in the second round?
Tennessee.
Yeah. All right. Well, my Titans are. Titans are my Titans, but
it definitely happens. Yeah, like I said, being at home is better, but I don't know. I don't know what they're going to think about it. I think they believe they can win anywhere, and it doesn't matter.
That's odd that they would possibly think that, but.
Okay.
So the Patriots line, it's still 7. It's held strong at 7, which is, to me is kind of surprising, but I thought it would go up.
Yeah, it may still, but I think it's very hard to predict this game because I think we can't pretend to understand like what these guys, how they're going to react, and how it's going to go.
Well, I assume that Hamler is going to give a. He's going to do like a Zoom. He's going to do like a pump the crowd up before the game. I can almost guarantee that.
That would be cool. Man, I need a jersey. I love this guy.
Buy one. You're so cheap. What do you do with your money? Bury it in your backyard? Like dog bones?
I was going to say. Oh, the last 3 times we played this team, we've absolutely stomped them. 4 of the last 5, and the only time we didn't is in the win game. So,
And
all the normal weather games, we've just absolutely throttled them.
I watched McCorkle. I mean, who they beat? Oh, they played the Dolphins last week, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it seems like that was a year ago.
They had a pick 6, and Bridgewater hurt his hand on the same play.
They had 2 defensive touchdowns.
They have 7. I think they have 7 touchdowns on defense and 2 return TDs this season. I thought I saw somewhere that the defense had more points during some period than the offense. That seems like it can't be true.
No, that is their offense is abysmal.
So I don't know. I mean, I think given the crowd Sunday is going to be probably amazing.
Isn't that going to wear off? Isn't that going to wear off after everyone's sitting in the cold for 2 hours? I mean,
early in the game. I mean, if we get a lead on these guys.
Well, yeah. I mean, if the Bills go up 13 points, McCorkle's not coming back.
Yeah, I mean, you can see I think you can see something in this game where it's like 24-0 at halftime.
Yeah, I'm just surprised at the ticket prices. StubHub right now it's like $125 for this game, and it's $145 for a playoff game. Next playoff game. I don't know. Have people ever been to playoff games? They don't realize it's so much better than.
People go to games when the weather's nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been to every game since '04. Right?
That's why tickets for what? The Packers game were probably quadruple.
Yeah, home opener.
Tickets are going to be.
Yeah, I don't understand how. It's crazy.
Most of the people go to the game for the. Not everyone that goes to the game cares about the game. That's why playoff games you probably get cheaper tickets. I don't know about a final game though.
And I'm scared about this precedent they're setting of having a neutral site title game. That's going to just completely kill the regular season. Why would anyone care? Okay, you get to buy, but to not host a title.
It's never going to happen again. It's never going to happen again.
But what they're going to do if Bills, Chiefs, or whoever, Bengals, whatever, I don't want to even say it, but if they, because it's going to be a neutral site, if they they're going to get such hype. People are going to fly down there, drive down there for 4 days. It's going to be a huge thing. They're going to be like, oh shit, this is like Super Bowl Junior or Little Super Bowl. It could be a bad precedent, and I don't like that.
I don't think it. The owners have to approve. No, there's no way.
I mean, and the owners make a ton of money. The home owner, because they'll have to split it. I don't know. I mean,
I see what you're saying. The NFL can see it. Be like, wow, this is.
They love. I mean, of course.
Event.
Yeah, they're going to bleed every dollar out of Hamlin's.
The advantage for the 1 seed already is astronomical.
But the way you're saying it, we could just have sat the last 2 weeks and had 2 buys. I don't know.
No, I'm saying. Did you listen to what I said?
Yeah, you said that you don't really care about going on the road, so then it wouldn't have mattered what we did last week or this week then.
That's not true. I want the 1 seed because I want the bye. I think the bye is huge.
Yeah, well, what am I assuming more? What am I assuming more? That we're going to win our last 2 games to get the 1 seed? Or am I going to assume an injury to one of those 2 games? It's the same thing that you've been. That's the same exact thing.
No, it isn't. You're trying. You're playing as hard as you can to win, as long as you can get the 1 seed. All I'm saying is the 1 seed can be off the table when we play Sunday. That's my whole point.
Why couldn't someone beat the? Why couldn't one of these teams in the AFC West beat the Chiefs? What a fucking joke.
Or Houston or Denver. Well, they are. Or Tennessee had them. They had so many chances.
How do we not nothing really goes the Bills' way? They could go 13-3 and not.
Yeah, not get the 1 seed.
It's fucking brutal.
Not get the bye, and everything they went through this season, man, it's been just
Even the announcer's fucking trying to die. Jesus.
John Murphy, yeah. What's going on with Kim Pagula? Like, that is just still a mystery.
I mean, worse than anything, they don't even take cash to buy beer for me. If I'm thinking about myself for a change, gotta every week I try and give them cash. They never take it. I have to go to the manager, and they say fuck off. It's brutal.
One would think you would have just like given it up.
No. Those guys know me. I mean, really, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for me. Jesus, it's a hardship.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what's your wife's laughing at me? I am serious. But what's your prediction here?
38-6.
I laid wood on the Bills -7 too, so I think
I think we're gonna just I go ahead.
I'll say like 30-3 or something. I think this game is gonna be we'll come out and just lay wood on them.
That's sort of my feeling right now too.
The rest of the playoffs, though, I'm concerned, but
what?
I'm concerned about the rest of the playoffs, though. Maybe not next week.
Well,
but
I mean, real quick. So the first round, it seems like we're playing either Baltimore or
Miami, Steelers. I think it's gonna be T.J. Watt coming in to shatter your lover boy's leg.
We'll be favored by 13 in that game.
Until T.J. Watt gets his hands on him. It happened 18 months ago. Didn't hurt him. Beat him.
And then didn't he play the first round?
No, he didn't play. He didn't play against us. We got lucky.
Are you sure?
Positive.
So you think T.J. Watt would have made a 35-point difference?
In the first quarter, he would have made the difference. Maybe. He beat us last year, and they had a worse quarterback.
And then in round 2...
It would be the Bengals, probably.
It would be the Bengals. It just depends on where. Unless the Bengals lose, they could lose to Baltimore or...
No, we're the 2 seed. We're the 2 seed no matter what. If we win. If we win, we are the 2 seed.
We're the 2 seed. Yeah, if we win, we're the 2 seed. Yeah, so then we're playing home for Cincy.
Which you don't care about, but...
And then, it's not about that. I prefer to be at home. I want... Okay, I'm not covering this again.
You do or don't care about it, but you don't, I'm saying.
No, you're just ignoring my point that I want the bye. If the bye's off the table...
I know that.
What is more important? What?
I do know that. Well, okay, let's hope that frickin' Jarrett Stidham wakes the fuck up and balls out. I don't know.
Could happen.
Their dickhead running back is bitching. He's been bitching for 2 weeks. He's not even going to play. Jacobs. Guy.
Not playing?
Who knows? He quit. I mean, maybe he'll play because he has incentive. Hopefully he has incentives, but dude, this Raiders team, they're going to roll over. I don't know. We'll see. Game soon. I got to publish this podcast, so we'll talk to you.
When's this game?
Tomorrow, Saturday, sometime. I don't know. We're recording this Friday, but this is running long, so I'll see you at tailgating on Sunday and next week.
Go Bills.
Bring a couple sheets of pizza.
Love McDermott. Go Bills.
He's out of position, right?
Bills like Buffalo.
Go fuck yourself.
Shit, I'm all about the Bills like Thurman Thomas. I don't tip, I pay bills. Bitches call me Buffalo.
Fuck it. Do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah.
Watch out for your cornhole, bud.
Okay, Lawrence.
Yes.